we are. A cold December night, snowflakes fall. Wonderful, magical, it's that time when everybody smiles, eyes are shining bright. I still remember how I used to feel. Look at us now, walking around in the snow. We do it in a very Christmas way. Soon there will be sleigh bells and Santa Claus. It's the number one most magical time of the year. Mistletoe hanging everywhere, waiting to declare that love is here in the air. We can stroll side by side all night. I'll hold your hand so tight and always remember the way that we feel. Look at us now, walking around in the snow. We do it in a very Christmas way. Soon there will be sleigh bells and Santa Claus. It's the number one most magical time of the year. Look at us now, walking around in the snow. We do it in a very Christmas way. Soon there will be sleigh bells and Santa Claus. It's the number one most magical, the number one most magical time of the year.
You've tuned in to Janet Murray TV. Next up, it's that Christmas market you've been waiting for. Janet Murray's online Christmas market. Next up on Janet Murray TV.
We're going to Janet's Christmas market.
We're gonna have a beautiful, wonderful time.
We're going to Janet's Christmas market.
We're gonna have a beautiful, wonderful time.
We're going to Janet's Christmas market.
We're gonna have a beautiful, wonderful time.
We're going to Janet's Christmas market.
We're gonna have a beautiful, wonderful time.
Hello and welcome to day 4 of my online Christmas market. It is so good to see you, and I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about me and then about what's going to be happening in today's session, in today's live show. So my name is Janet Murray and I work with online business owners, both product and service-based businesses, to help them learn how to promote their business more effectively. This year, more than ever, it's been about getting online and selling online because so many business owners have not been able to do that. It's been really, really tough for them. So today and this whole week is all about, it really is all about supporting small business owners and buying from small business owners. There's so many ways that you can do that. This week it's just about kind of giving them that support that they need. So there's a number of ways that you can support. So obviously you can stick around and you can buy from small business owners. I've got 5 amazing sellers for you today. Another way that you can help, even if you've done all of your Christmas shopping, and you can do this for me right now, and I can see you doing it, is you can hit share on this broadcast. Now, if you've never shared a live broadcast before, if you just look below this video, there's a nice big share arrow. What you might need to do if you want to share it on your profile, on your page, elsewhere, if you've got a group, is you might need to just change your settings and just change it over to your profile rather than your page. Little tip for you. But that's one thing that you can do right now. And I can see that loads of people have just done it because the viewers have just gone up. So thanks so much for that. So 2 ways you can support. We're also supporting 2 really amazing charities. So we're supporting Maggie's and Homestart. They support children and families. Maggie with cancer and people who are going through cancer, and Homestart, they support children and families. And obviously, I think we know that there's going to be lots of families and children who are not going to get the kind of Christmas that they'd hope for this year. So hopefully we're going to be able to help by putting a percentage of the sellers' fees. So I have got 5 amazing sellers for you today. On day 4, we've now had 20. So yes, it's going to be 20 by the end of this session, and we've got 1 more day to go. We've also got a fab competition. So let me know in the chat if you would love to earn yourself £200 in cash, a cash prize. I'm not going to ask you to make a fool of yourself at all, I promise. But there is a cash prize up for grabs. There's a competition. I'm going to tell you about it. You need to stick around until about at least 12:35 in order to hear about that. So I'm going to bring on our first seller in just a moment. But I will keep saying this through this broadcast and throughout the rest of the week as well. There is so much that you can do to support. So number 1, you can buy from some of these sellers here, and number 2, you can hit share even if you've done all your Christmas shopping. They've got some great bargains for you, by the way, discounts, voucher codes. You're going to be able to save loads as well and get unique gifts. But the other thing you can do, and you can do it right now, I can see people are doing it, is just hit the share underneath this video. If you need to, you might need to change the triangle, change it to your profile so that you can see your head, and then you can share it everywhere. It's really important, and more important than ever this year, that we support small business owners. One of our sellers yesterday generated £450 from her live sale, and she's still got the rest of the week to go. And if you think that this time of year, usually small business owners like this would be at high-end markets, they'd be doing pop-up shops. Most of us can't get out this year and do that kind of thing. So you can really show your support by, if you have got some money left for your Christmas spending, don't spend it on Amazon or some of the big high street brands. Like, spend it with some of these sellers. And not only is that a great thing to do to support the small business community, but you're also going to get much more unique gifts, the kind of thing that you're not going to find on the high street. Another thing I need to tell you, which is really, really important, is that all of the links to the sellers' websites and all of their discount codes, they're all inside. We have a very clever messenger bot. And all you need to do to see our messenger bot, all you need to do is just to type anything in the chat. I don't mean the word anything, although that will do. And you'll be taken inside our clever messenger bot. It will give you a link to our sellers gallery and all of their discount codes and vouchers and websites. So if there's something that you see on the show today that you want to buy, you'll be able to go and do that straight away. We do love it when people buy live on the show. It's always amazing when people do that. So just type anything and you'll be taken into our bot, any word, any phrase, and that will take you in. So we're going to bring on our first seller now, and we're going to bring on Scarlet Page, and she's going to be sharing some of her jewelry, and she's going to share with you also hopefully a little bit about how she makes it. So Scarlet, really good to see you. I would love to hear a little bit more if you could share with us about you and your business. Can't see Scarlet at the moment. That's one of the great things about live video. And that's what I'm here for, is obviously we're bringing on sellers from their home. We might have a few technical hitches along the way, but Ian, can you let us know, is Scarlet there, or are we going to be bringing on one of the other sellers first? Let me know, Ian, what we're doing.
Scarlet is technically there, but we can't see her, so it might be better to bring on our next, and I'll check.
Okay, so we're going to go straight to Joe if Joe's ready and good to go. Joe's got something really interesting to share with you, so we're gonna head straight to Joe while we're working out Scarlet's technical problems. So is Joe good and ready to go, Ian, and we can get straight into Joe? There she is. Well done, Joe. We told them all they had to be there just in case, because this is the thing about live video. You never know what's going to happen. It's like TV. So this is Joe. So Joe's got a really interesting story, and I'd love her to start off by actually telling you her story. And I've actually, the service that Joe's going to talk to you about, I've used it myself, and I'll tell you more about that in a second. But I'm going to hand over to Joe. Joe, tell us a little bit more about what it is that you do and how you help people. So Joe, I'm not able to hear you at the moment. Ian, can we hear Joe? Can you hear Joe at your end?
No, she's a bit faint, so that just might have
quite faint. You might need to take your headphones out, actually. You're very, very quiet. No, that's worse, isn't it? Okay.
Okay, let me try. Okay. It's the same. Let me try one more thing. It's the same setup as before. Is that any better?
Yeah, that's loads better. Perfect. Brilliant. Okay.
Oh, apologies.
But I think you need to stay quite close, I think. And you're going to need to speak up a little bit. So yeah, tell us your story.
All right. So my name's Joe Soley. My business is Bizology, and I use the power of numerology to help you elevate your business success. So numbers are magic. They're innate, deep, they're cosmic, they're fundamental of form. And like astrology looks to the stars, numerology looks to numbers. So life isn't meant easy. Life isn't easy, but we make it more difficult. So what I do with my work with my clients is I show them the energies of the numbers that they're working with, and then from that place they can move forward in their business, in their career, in their life. So as in your stockings this year, along with the apples and oranges, you can gift those that you love them Bizology. You can give them a Bizology Christmas gift voucher. So this is perfect for those people in your team and your life that you don't know what to buy them. This is amazing if you want to give them an experience. You know, you can't really go to restaurants at the moment and you can't travel, but if you want to give somebody an experience rather than a product, this is the perfect idea for your team and for yourself. It's the perfect gift.
Okay, Will, Joe. So Joe's given us a bit of an intro. So is that okay? I just want to ask you a couple before you get to that. Don't worry, I know you're going. No, you might be thinking actually that this seems a little bit woo-woo, and you might be thinking, "Whoa, this is a bit like strange, this numerology thing." So like taking your birthday and your it's key things like your birthday, and Joe will tell you the other top sort of numbers in a second. And you might think this sounds a little bit woo-woo or whatever. And I would have to say that I'm not the most woo-woo person in the world, but I have had some sessions with Joe and it was great, and she's going to tell you more about what she knows about me in just a second. But anything I think that gives you an insight into yourself, into understanding like how you work and you know how it is that you relate to other people and your business, your life, whatever, it's so valuable. So sorry, Joe, I cut you off and you were just going to talk about me and my number, weren't you? Sorry.
Oh, no problem. So, yeah, it's interesting because Janet's working with the energy of the number 6, and 6 is all about tribe and community and nurturing. So it's interesting that Janet's doing a Christmas market because 6 is all about really parenting and looking after people and supporting people. Sixes cut through the fluff. You know, they're very creative, and it's interesting. Lots of sellers are actually 6. Finn is a 6. Karen Evans is a 6. So there's Beth is a 6. There's lots of 6s coming up, but 6 is about responsibility. It's about audience. It's about community. It's about creativity. So Janet's really 6, opposed to me, and I haven't got 6 anywhere. So Janet always has to chivvy me on with my 6ness, but I'm working with the energy of the number 1, which is innovation and leadership, and doing crazy things like bringing numerology to business. And lots of Janet's team, Tracy and Sam, they're 1s as well. So it's about getting things done quickly.
Fab. Okay. And so I have to say, I did some sessions with Jo. I saw Jo speak at an event, and I heard her talking about this. And as I say, I'm not the most woo-woo person in the world. So if you're watching this and you're like, this all sounds a little bit, numerology, like my birthday impacting how my life goes and my decisions or whatever, I would just say, just really retain an open mind, because I heard Jo speak. It was really fascinating. And if nothing else, it's just really fun. And one thing that really came out of my session with Jo was this thing about community. And it was about, and something that I've noticed about myself is whenever I focus on doing the kind of things that I'm doing now, and whenever I just kind of focus on bringing people together and like working with communities and building communities, everything else kind of falls into place for me. When I try to be something else, when I try to do other things that other people tell you that you should do, good things for your business, good things for you, it don't tend to work. So I think anything that gives you a bit of an insight and gets you to reflect on yourself and your personality is great. And as you can see, if you're following along the chat, there's lots of other people that have worked with Jo and have had a great experience and found it really, really insightful. So can you just tell us a little bit about your offer and how you work with people and your offer for the market as well, please?
Yeah, definitely. So I have an offer for the market. So you can buy one of my vouchers, and they're £125 a session, and I have 5 separate sessions. But if you buy one today, you can get one half price. So you can buy one for a team member or your loved ones for £125, but then you can get one for yourself for £62.50. So it's a great offer. And I have 5 different sessions, but you don't have to worry about which one they'd like, because I'll contact them. I create a lovely personalized certificate for them that you can print out, and they can choose which one suits them. So it is very, very powerful, because people do business with us if they like, know and trust us, but we don't really take the time to appreciate who we are. And then if we can run our business, our life, our career, I work with young people actually choose what career path they want to take. But if we can work with our energies, because there's no mistakes, if we've got a number, we've got it for a reason, then we can really build our business and our lives from that place. So like Janet said, she's meant to do things with community, and I'm meant to do things that are very independent. And when you kind of roll with those punches, life works.
Fantastic. Oh, I would love to talk to you more about this. And actually, if anybody's interested, I do have a podcast episode that I did with Jo. Paul Couchman, who's one of the biggest cynics, he's one of our clients. He was like, "Oh, I was cynical, but actually, I really enjoyed the episode." So that's great. And I gifted, I'm sure Kim in my team won't mind me sharing, but I gifted Kim a session after we hit, I think it was our millionth download of the podcast, or 400, or some milestone that we reached with the podcast. I gifted Kim a session to say thank you. So it can be a really nice gift to give, not only to a family member, but also to somebody that you work with, and especially if it's buy one get one half price. I thoroughly enjoyed mine. I'd love to book a session for 2021 to see what 2021's got in store for me, because even though I've had a session, obviously that was all about 2020, and I'm going to book a session in for 2021. So you can find out all. Thank you so much, Jo. Really, really enjoyed that. You can find out all about Jo and all of our sellers in our sellers gallery. All you need to do is just to type anything, not the word anything, keep saying that, but any word or phrase into the chat below, and that will take you inside our messenger bot, and we'll give you all of the details about all of the sellers, all of their offers, and tell us what you're going to be spending on. It's really good to hear about that in the chat. So hopefully we're going to move on to our next seller now. So we tried to bring Scarlet page in just a second ago, but as is the thing with live video, and I will talk a bit more about this as we go, anything can happen. It's like TV, so you have to be prepared. That's why we do it this way. So I'm here to keep talking, to bring on the next person if anybody does experience tech difficulties. So I'm hoping that we're going to be ready to bring Scarlet. She's there, brilliant. Hi, Scarlet. Good to see you. I'm glad that we got your tech issue sorted. So, might you be able to share with us a little bit about what it is that you do? And before you do, just a reminder to hit share on this broadcast, because that's a really great way that you can support small business owners, is to share this broadcast and get it in front of as many people as possible. So, Scarlet, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, well, I am a photographer by trade. I've been a photographer for 25 years in the music and celebrity world. I've photographed people from the Rolling Stones, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Robbie Williams. But as a creative, and as many of the other creators will know, I've always wanted to make very special gifts for loved ones. And it all started about 10 years ago, where I started making little charms as Christmas gifts, and then it grew and grew. And my first piece that I soldered was an acorn, and it was an acorn that I found outside my daughter's school, and it became a really precious thing for me. I used to literally hold it hoping she would get in, and it was the first time I had to learn soldering, and from that point on I've gone every week to a silversmithing workshop in Oxford, and I do that even now, although I've got a set up at home as well. So really it came from, love Scarlet. They were gifts from me. It's grown and grown and grown over the years. I've made a collection for the National Trust. I made 750 pieces yesterday. Oh, not yesterday, last year. It was a 10-piece capsule collection, and there was 75 pieces in each collection. I was in talks with Liberties as well, just up to lockdown 1, and obviously everything has been put on hold, and that's a bit gutting. But all through lockdown I've been sending gifts to loved ones, to mothers, to people who work in the NHS. My packages always come gift wrapped anyway, and I've added written cards for people and sent them off with love from them. But I mean, that's fundamentally where my story comes from.
Fab. And one of the things I'm loving so much about this market is getting to hear the stories from all of the sellers, and to hear the stories behind the products, which you don't necessarily get to see when you're looking at them online. So what I'd love is if you could share with us some of the pieces that you're going to be selling on the market, and show them to us so that we can see them.
Yeah, so the first piece that I mentioned was the acorn, and this is my big acorn that I made. That was it's really heavy, it's solid silver, and it's very tactile. I sort of play with it all the time. And I also made a little one that is my son. There's a large and a small acorn, and the little one is available in gold. So this one's £85, and there is a discount today, 10% off. And then the gold, it's gold vermeil, which is basically gold plated solid silver, and that is £90. So that would be a £9 saving, and they come with the chains, obviously. There are many other acorns on my site, and I'm not just an acorn person, but I've got my National Trust one that I'm selling now. It's sold out on their shop, but it's got a little oak leaf. It's actually a handmade acorn rather than made from a real found piece. I also have for the men, I've got some cufflinks, and so they are a replica of my solid silver acorn. These are silver plated, and I do them in gold plated as well. So that's very cool, and they're nice and weighty, and so that's basically where the acorn started, and that started me on my journey, and it's part of my logo as well, which is quite similar to the National Trust, funnily enough, but that happened by luck. in a way, or the way I see it. So another piece that I made was a daisy. So all my pieces do have stories. The daisy was made for my sister who loves daisies, and I literally took a real daisy and pressed it into silver. And I've got variations of this one. I've got gold in the middle, just silver, and fully gold plated. Great if you know someone called Daisy. So that's that one. And another one I made quite recently is it's a hydrangea. And now one of my best friends gave me a plant, and unfortunately I lost a very dear friend who absolutely loved hydrangea. So it's kind of born out of thinking of her and, you know, feeling helpless and what can I do. But anyway, it's a beautiful piece. It's funny, many people seem to have hydrangeas in their wedding bouquet, so it's struck a bit of a chord with you know, the audience as I've shared it. This is, oh god, I've lost my price list.
Don't worry, I'm going to ask you a question while you're looking at your price list, which might distract you, but don't worry, all your prices are in your they're in the messenger bot anyway. So if you want to find out, you can just type any word or phrase into the messenger bot and you'll be able to find out. But I wanted to ask you a little bit, because you said that you were going to silversmithing classes every week, and I'd love to know a little bit more about how you make them. Yeah, that would just be great to know more about your process.
So the pieces that are made from a found item, such as the sycamore as well, which I was going to mention. So some of them I make completely from scratch myself. So that would be like the hydrangea. I literally made each petal with a compound called metal clay, and that's 99.9 silver, fine silver. So that's even more silver than sterling. And I literally molded that together and I fired it in a kiln and then made that first piece, and then made subsequent casts of that mold that I created. Some of the pieces that are formed from a found item, such as an acorn, we use a process called lost wax, and they you know, you make a mold and then you cast. And it's funny, I sort of find a parallel between being a photographer and having a negative and making prints, but also making that first mold and making casts. And I hand finish everything myself, which is a bit mental, but you know, I love it. And I love, you know, when I know I'm making something special for somebody, I really do focus my attention on who it's for, if I know them particularly. And like I say, they all have a little story that are meaningful to me. And I road test all my pieces. You know, I wear them in bed, in the shower, or swimming, just to make sure that they're hardy and that, you know, they are the real deal. And yeah, so the sycamore was a sycamore that I found in my grandmother's garden. I always wanted to make a sycamore, but she didn't even have a sycamore tree. It blew in, but I found it and loved it. And you know, I painted it in some sort of hardening nail varnish to make sure it was sturdy enough to withstand that lost wax process. And then yeah, it's really lovely and weighty, this one, and very Christmassy as well. Almost looks like
wow. Well, that's been amazing, and we've loved. I don't know if you can see the comments, Scarlet, but we've loved hearing the story behind all of those pieces, and it just feels so lovely to think that if we were to order something from you, that so much personal care and attention. I loved it when you said that you wear them in the shower and swimming and whatever to see how harder they are. So I think you're going to have a lot of sales. And Tracy's asking whether the sycamore comes in gold. Does that one come in gold as well?
It not as standard, but I can get everything gold plated and made into gold vermeil. So it, you know, I definitely can do it. It's obviously a little bit more, but I can get a price over. That's no problem.
Gorgeous. Oh, it's just been so amazing hearing you talk about them, and so much creativity that we're hearing about today. I'd love to talk more about it, but we are going to have to move on to our next seller. But thanks so much, Scarlet. And remember that you can find out about all of our sellers and all of the products and services that they talk about if you head into our messenger bot. We've got a sellers gallery. All you need to do is just to type any word or phrase, and that will take you in. It will also tell you about our fantastic competition to win a £200 cash prize. So that's pretty good. So thanks so much, Charlotte. I keep saying Charlotte instead of Scarlet. That's awful. Right, Scarlet, thank you so much. I can't wait to have a really good look at all your stuff later. And yeah, just lovely to hear those stories. So we're going to bring our next seller on now. So we're going to bring on Laura, and Laura's going to be talking about beauty products. And I think most of us, it's a pretty great gift. Beauty products, most of us really love to give them and are happy to receive them. So I'm going to bring her on in just a second. Now, just a reminder, this week is all about supporting small businesses. Some of the stories that we've heard this week are just incredible. So we've heard about small business owners who've had to completely rebuild their businesses from the ground up. I'm actually going to be on Radio Kent just after today's show with two of our sellers. So I'm going to be with Erica and Charlie, who are from the Bluebell Kitchen. They were wedding cake makers, and you can imagine that being a wedding cake maker, at the moment, they've had to completely reinvent what they're doing. And some of you will remember, if you've been coming all week, you'll have seen their absolutely beautiful gingerbread gifts and their Christmas Eve gift box. Their stuff is gorgeous, and we're going to be on Radio Kent actually just after this show today, talking about that. We also heard from Finn earlier on in the week, who had an agency where she sold formal dresses and ball gowns and prom gowns, and again another business that's had to really reinvent. So some of the stories are really powerful, and even just hearing Scarlet just say there about how she was in talks with Liberty. Erica and Charlotte, who I mentioned earlier, they were making wedding cakes for Claridge's and places like that. So huge shifts that have gone on. So what I'd really love you to do before we bring our next seller on to show your support, there are a number of ways that you can show support. So one, obviously, is to buy from small businesses. They really need your support. Some of them have really had to change a lot, and even just doing this, like coming on and selling on a live, if you've never done it before, it's a bit nerve-wracking. We're bringing people in from home. We did have a rehearsal. We've got backup videos. We've thought of everything, but obviously, as has happened today, you never know what's going to happen. So they're having to learn to do things like this as well. So I'd love you to support. You can support obviously by buying. You can head into our sellers gallery and you'll find out all about the products and services there. But a really simple thing that you can do, even if you have already bought your Christmas presents, is just hit share on this broadcast and share it with your family, friends. If you don't know how to do it, there's a clue, there's a share arrow underneath this video. You might need to switch over so you're sharing from your personal profile, so it's your picture, not a page if you've got one, and you can share it in groups, you can share it on your profile, share it with your family and friends. Just let people know so that they can support, and send them messages as well. You can also share it into messages, and if there's somebody that you think, oh, my friend would absolutely love that, tell them about it, get them over to this broadcast. So we're going to bring on to our next seller. We're going to bring on our next seller now, Laura, and she's going to be talking about, she's joining us from Spain actually today, so she's going to be sharing her beauty products. So hi Laura, and welcome to the Christmas market.
Hi Janet, it's nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Looking very Christmassy there. So do you want to share with us or tell us a little bit about what you do and your background, because you've got quite an interesting story, and then we can hear about your products.
Okay, great. So my name is Laura, as Janet just said. I am actually a qualified beautician, and I used to have my own salon in the UK. I actually used to make my own range of skincare for the salon. So I'm very, very picky about the products that I use. I would never ever promote or share with anybody something that I didn't fully believe in myself. I actually gave up my salon quite a few years ago now, because my husband and I both now work online, because we have 3 young boys, and we really love traveling, and we wanted to be able to share the world with them and show them as much as possible and give them a good appreciation for other cultures and things like that. So I sold up my business, we sold up our house, we sold everything, and we got on a plane, and we've been traveling on and off for the last 5 years now.
And so now you're selling beauty products. Can you talk to us about what you're selling on the market this week?
Yeah, so what I wanted to share with you today is this here. This is called the Lumi Spa. This is a one-of-a-kind at-home facial cleansing device. It's actually been voted the best in the world for the last several years running. And the reason for that is because we have technology that nobody else has. It's patented. This is completely exclusive to us. And the skincare that we use it with is also completely exclusive to us. We have our very own blend of ingredients which we formulated specifically in simple terms to sink into your skin, identify what it is in your genetics that causes aging, and basically teach whatever those cells are to be young again. So it's an absolutely revolutionary anti-aging brand.
Okay, I want to ask you a couple of quick questions about that then. So my daughter says to me that I have the worst skincare routine in the world, and that I use baby wipes, and she says they're terrible, and I have the most awful. Yeah, and that's what she says as well. So you mentioned anti-aging, which we're all interested in. What's the benefits for those of us who are, you know, not that great on our skincare? What's the benefit in sort of regular facials and some of the things that you're talking about? I'm feeling very guilty now. I'm feeling very bad about my own routine.
Okay, so firstly, for the love of God, please do not use baby wipes. Like, they are literally one of the worst things you can do for your skin. Okay, so taking that as an example, let me tell you how not only I can get you amazing skin, but I can actually save you money doing so as well. So baby wipes are really, really bad for your face because A, they're not formulated to clean your skin in any way, shape or form. Makeup wipes are slightly better because they are actually formulated to break down the makeup that you wear on your face, but they will only ever cleanse the surface of your skin. They're not actually cleansing your pores, which is what you need to be happening. They're also really, really abrasive, so they can cause lots of little micro tears on your skin, which is really, really bad for it, and can actually cause you to break out more and to have more blemishes. The reason that this is so good, like I said, I mentioned the dual technology before. So this has two heads on it, as you can see. I'll just pop this off so I can show you. Now these actually move in two different directions. And what that does is it actually enables the Lumi Spa to grip any dirt, so any makeup, any excess oils, any like environmental pollution, anything like that. This allows it to grip those from out of your pores, lift it and slide it away from your skin. So it's very, very gentle, not causing any damage at all. And the benefits of using this are, like I said, it's anti-aging, it tones your skin, it makes your skin more radiant, it helps with fine lines and wrinkles, and it's just an overall like haul for your skin. Something like this we should actually be using from the age of about 25, because when we hit our mid-20s, the natural collagen production in our skin actually breaks down. And our scientists this absolutely blows my mind every time. Our scientists have actually designed this so that when it's switched on, let me just see if I can switch it on for you. You can see there, look, it twists in the different directions. So that actually vibrates at a rate of 15 hertz. And that's the exact same frequency at which your skin cells renew, which means that this is promoting the renewal of your skin cells, which naturally starts to break down the older we get.
Okay, so you're saying I'm going to look younger then if I get one of these, because God knows I could do with that. So can you tell us more? You've got some other products to share as well. I know you've got that, and you've also got some beauty products as well, haven't you?
I have, yeah. So I have this, which I have on offer at the moment. It actually comes with the cleanser as I specified. You can then, if you want to upgrade, you can actually get what I call, or what we call our Lux Kit, which actually comes with 4 more products. And this is an amazing, amazing offer as it is. And I personally have a special on it because you get about £100 worth of skincare. And this is a whole skincare regime. You get your moisture mist, which helps bind moisture to your skin, which is insanely important. You get a toner, and you also get a day cream and an eye cream. In terms of my makeup, I am wearing it for you today. The reason that I love our makeup so much is a lot of high street makeups, like even some of the high end ones, they put a lot of fillers in their products. And that's really, really bad for your skin. It clogs up your pores. It can cause blockages. Your skin can't breathe. And if it can't breathe, it can't renew itself. And that contributes to the signs of early aging, etc. So ours is completely filler free, and it actually is beneficial. The ingredients that it has in it is actually beneficial to your skin while you are wearing it. We also have our power lips. I put a nice Christmassy red one on for you today. And I'm not even kidding when I say nothing but these, like absolutely nothing but these. And also I get asked quite a lot, I don't know if you can see in here, if I have false eyelashes, but I don't wear them at all. This is just our fabulous curling mascara.
Fab. Okay. Well, that all sounds great. As you can see in the comments, there's a lot of people feeling a bit guilty now about their skincare routines. I thought you couldn't get anything better than Lipfinity, which is what I wear all the time, which is why people always ask me why I've always got lipstick on all the time. That's my secret. But this sounds like it might even be even hardier than Lipfinity. Fab. So they're the products that you've got to show. It would be good to talk to you about this all day, and I'd feel even more guilty about my terrible skincare routines. But can you just remind us, Laura? And by the way, great presenter, like so confident and
Thank you.
Great presentation.
I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified.
No, really great presentation. You showed the products off so well, because that's one of the things is when you first start selling online, you know, it's really different. Like you have to think about the camera and showing the products, and one of the things we had to do on rehearsal was to, particularly with the jewelry, to kind of work out what's the best way to angle it and show it. There's there's a lot. There's been some comparisons made to QVC, but actually there is a bit of an art to selling online, and we have to do it now. So can you just remind everybody about your offer? As ever, you can get into the bot and you can get all of this. So yeah, if you just run through it again, and Ian, I'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah, so I have 25% off everything at the moment, and you also get a free Christmas gift from me. The one thing, if you're looking into your skincare, the one thing that I would recommend without fail is the standard Lumi Spa kit. I mentioned briefly about baby wipes and makeup wipes earlier. On average, a packet of makeup wipes costs £4.60, and the normal person would go through 3 packets of those a month, which means that you are spending £165 a year on something that is not only beneficial for your skin, only not beneficial for your skin, it's actually really bad for it as well. And you can get this, which is guaranteed for 6 years, for less than that.
Fab. Okay, well, I think she sold it very well. My daughter will be very happy because she tells me this like every day, that I'm awful for wearing makeup wipes. Well, thanks so much. I think you'll all agree that Laura did a great job. Even though she said she was nervous, she did a great job and she didn't look nervous at all. So thanks, Laura. Brilliant. Thanks so much. So we're going to move on to, well, before we move on to our next seller, actually, we're going to talk about our competition, and I'm also, of course, going to remind you about what this week's all about and what today's all about. It's about supporting small business owners, and some of whom have had quite a challenging time this year, and you can support them by buying your gifts from small business owners and getting things that are unusual, that not everybody else is giving and getting. I think there's been so many great ideas, so if you haven't already, just type something, any word or phrase, into our the chat, and you'll be taken into our messenger bot, and you'll get into the sellers gallery, and you'll be able to find all about the discounts and prices and what have you. So before we move on to our next seller, I want to talk about our competition. So we've got a competition, and I think it's a good prize. It's like a £200 cash prize, which is really not bad, is it? So if you fancy winning £200 cash prize, it's only a very small thing that you have to do. Now, let me know in the chat if you've been along all week, or certainly if you were here at the beginning of today's broadcast, you'll have seen that myself and Ian, who's our event producer, if you've heard me talking to Ian, that's who it is, and we recorded a song, like our own theme tune, which is a little bit cheesy for the Christmas market, but it's a bit of an earworm, and I think people are saying that yeah, there it goes. Once heard, never ever forgotten. It really is us singing. Like, we recorded the tracks separately, the main part, the harmonies, and Ian edited it together. So all you need to do to win the £200 cash prize is to send us a video, and again, you can do this via our fab bot, which will tell you all about it, of you singing, dancing, or both. You can enter in groups, you can enter as an individual, and I wanted to show you an entry that we've had that might warm the cockles of your hearts. So I'm going to show you an entry, one entry that we've had from our sellers, and we recorded this over the past few days just to give you an idea of what you might be able to do. So Ian, are you able to take it away and share our sellers Christmas choir?
To Janet's Christmas market.
We're gonna have a beautiful, wonderful time.
We're going to Janet's Christmas market.
We're gonna have a beautiful, wonderful time.
So I hope you agree that that was a great entry from our sellers. And it doesn't have to be, we recorded that on Zoom and I did get a bit of a help. I did get somebody to edit it together for us, but it's a really nice keepsake of what we've done here this week, because I mean, it isn't just about today. It isn't about the shows for the rest of the week. This is about small business owners. And I'm hoping that, you know, even if you don't buy from this particular market, and I'm really hoping that you do, that it has made you aware of how important it is to support small business owners. And you know, some of them had a real challenge. They've had to really change their businesses, and it's just so important that we support them. So I want the legacy of this event to kind of go beyond this. So you can just do it on your phone. Like, it doesn't need to be like that, sent off to be edited. We can do it on Zoom. 15 seconds. Let me know if you're in the chat. So all you need to do, the big thing is the deadline is 9 a.m. tomorrow. I'm not going to announce the winner or the winners, because you can enter in a group on tomorrow's show. So it's 9 a.m. tomorrow. So don't overthink it. 15 seconds. We've already had some very strong entries, including that one. So let us know in the chat if you're going to be entering. It's worth it for 200 quid, isn't it? Making fool of yourself. So yeah, do let us know in the chat if you're going to be entering. So I'm going to bring on our next seller in just a second, and this is a little bit different. So let me know in the chat if you're a dog lover. I know there's a lot of dog lovers in my wider community. But our next seller is Janetta, and she's going to be talking about. I'll let her explain something to do with dogs, something you can buy if you have a dog and you love your dog. So I'm going to bring Janetta on, and Janetta's going to talk about dog fit. So hi Janetta, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, good. Listening to all the other previous sellers as well, and I need to get some of that skincare as well. For sure. Fab,
yeah, I saw all your comments. So do you want to talk about what it is that you do and what you're selling on the market this week?
Of course. So I'm Janetta George. My company is DogFit, which I run with my business partner, Gail Walker. And at DogFit, we help people and their dogs get fit together with the sport of canicross. So for canicross, it's off-road trail running with your dog. What happens is that the dog wears canicross kit, it wears a canicross harness, you wear a harness, and the two of you are joined together and you run hands-free and in balance. And it's absolutely great fun. It's a sport that's for anyone. That's anyone that has a dog, anyone that's a runner, and anyone that thinks they're not a runner as well. Because about 8 years ago, my gun dog, who's a failed gun dog, Coco, and I don't know if you can see them there, they're asleep in the basket. But 8 years ago, she didn't want to do gun dog training anymore. So I was looking for a sport that we could do together, came across canicross, and thought, we're going to try this, even though I hate running. So I found some people to run with. I searched online and eventually managed to find some kit. And we started the sport and haven't looked back since. So from somebody that really didn't want to run even 5K or run for the bus, I was suddenly running, working up to running half marathons with my dog. It's an amazing sport. But for DogFit, we're very much about bringing the sport to everybody. And we do that through manufacturing our own kit. So helping people buy the right kit for them and for their dogs. We also have a network of DogFit trainers. So we have about 50 trainers throughout the UK that help people introduce them to the sport and show them how they can go out and run with their dogs. We also have podcasts, we have online courses, and the sport is really fast growing in the UK. So today I brought along our starter kit. This is our DogFit starter kit. And this is everything that someone would need to go out and start running with their dog. And inside, you get a specially designed canicross harness for your dog. So the idea about the dog harnesses is that they give the dog full range of movement so they can really run well. For the human, you actually wear a canicross belt that sits on your hips. So this means when the dog is pulling you, it's actually pulling from your core and not round your back, and that's protecting your back. And then the two of you are joined together with a bungee line. And this is actually a shock absorbing, so you don't get jolted, and the two of you will run faster together and have a great time. Also in our kits, we have a beginner's guide as well, which we wrote that talks about the sport and how you get started and contact points from there. So that's everything that somebody would need to get started, and it's on our website. It's £89.50, so it's the price of the cost of a pair of trainers. And honestly, there are lots of dogs hopefully watching this that are going, please buy that for me, because it's going to be such a great fun thing to do with my owner. And everybody that we introduce to the sport, without exception, absolutely loves it. And as a company, we have lots of support and help online. So yeah, hopefully some of you already heard of it, but it is something we would love to introduce you to.
Fab. Okay, so I've got a couple of questions for you. So I'm a runner, as you know. So, and I did before lockdown park run every week. I have these friends who have a harness, and they was like, "Oh, do you want to give it a go?" And I have to admit, I'm a bit terrified, because I'm a little bit terrified that the dog will pull me over, because their dog's fast. Like their dog can PB like under 20 minutes or something. So can you talk about that, and also about whether there's any particular breeds of dogs that, you know, can you do it with any dog, or, you know, can you talk about some of those things that people might be thinking, well, that sounds good, but could you talk about some of those?
Absolutely. I mean, there's one question we always get asked is, I'm terrified to do it because I think the dog's going to pull me over. And the short answer is, that's not going to happen. One, the kit is specially designed to keep you in balance. And two, you are the one actually in charge of the speed, not your dog. And that's one of the things, obviously, at DogFit, we help people, whether they're doing it on their own and looking at our YouTube, or going with one of our DogFit coaches. But actually, you are in charge of the speed, and it's something that you can work up to. You wouldn't just put the kit on and go, let's go, and charge off. You would build up to it slowly. You'd start walking. You'd then give the dog commands to start running. You'd run with your dog, then you would come back down again. So it is something that you do introduce slowly. You just don't go hell for leather. A lot of people do take part in park runs, which is great, because and we love the fact that park run allows people to take part with their dog. Incidentally, the top 5K canicross record is 12 minutes, and that's a guy called Ben Robinson in the UK, and he is the world canicross champion and European champion, and he runs it in 12 minutes. So you are literally, when you know, if you did want to go to that extremes in the sport, I mean, I'm obviously not at those extremes, but if you did want to go to those extremes, you literally feel like you're flying, because the dog is pulling you. Obviously, the dog is trained to do that. And that's at the top end of the sport. And people are running with pointers. There is a breed called a Greyster that people run with as well. But, however, DogFit is very much about grassroots of canicross. And you can run with all sizes of dogs, from small terriers to large ridgebacks. It really is for every dog. There isn't one dog breed that you couldn't run with. Some of the flat-nosed dog breeds, you would take things very carefully. You wouldn't run in when it was extremely hot. But with all breeds anyway, you don't start running until they're a year old. They need to be 12 months old, because you have to make sure that their bones are developed. So for all those people with lockdown puppies, wait until they're 12 months old, and then this is a sport you're absolutely going to love.
Fab. Well, it's so interesting, and so many comments and questions in the chat. I'd love to talk to you more about it. Unfortunately, we have got to go on to our next seller, but just to put this into context, so I'm just thinking about my friend's dog, Maisie Pickles, who's the one that runs like a 19-minute PB. Like 12 minutes is just crazy. I run about, when I'm in good form, just under 23, and that's not bad for an older lady. So if you
that's great. I mean, you're running from faster.
Oh my God. I mean, just the thought, 12 minutes, unbelievable. So I think a lot of people are now considering it. So that's great. So Janetta does have an offer for you, which Ian will put up on the screen now. As ever, with our other sellers, then it's all in our bot. We've got a sellers gallery. You can go and browse and see what people have got to offer. And what I love about it as well, there's lots of training, there's lots of support. If you have got any worries, it sounds like there's so much support and training to get you up running. Yeah,
challenges as well. So on the website, for anyone that's already running with your dog, check out our virtual challenges, and we do a donation to charities as well.
Fab. Okay. Well, thank you so much for that, Janetta. That's brilliant. So I'm hoping to hear about some people who have taken up dog fit. It sounds like a perfect New Year hobby to take up. It sounds brilliant. So thanks so much for that.
Thank you.
Definitely. Take care. Right, we're gonna finish up with our last seller in just a second, because myself and our Bluebell Kitchen ladies, we've got to get ready for our interview on Radio Kent as well, because the Bluebell Kitchen ladies, Erica and Charlie, they're going to be coming on and to Radio Kent with me just afterwards. So just to finish up, first of all, I wanted to thank you all so much for your support, and just remind you, if you've just joined and you're like, somebody shared this, what the hell is this all about? This is an online Christmas market, and it's really, this week is about celebrating and supporting small business owners. Lots of small business owners have, their world's been turned upside down, really, in terms of they've had to really change the way that they do business, the way that they work. And bringing your business online, if you haven't done that before, like just something like this, if you're watching this and you think, oh my gosh, like the idea of going live and doing this is really scary. Like what some of these sellers have done, and we've now done 19, we're just about to go up to 20 sellers across the week. It really is something. And even just learning how to show your products online, it's something. And what I really hope as well, it's not just about what happens here today, but that lots of these sellers will go off and they will hold their own online sales and markets as well. So it's also about giving people the confidence to do it, because it's not an easy thing to do. So I'm going to finish up with our last seller, who is Beth, who is the founder of Mama Life London. I want to say, I'm going to try and stand up without falling down now and show you, but I've got one of her t-shirts. Can you see that? I'm going to have to balance on my chair. So I'm a big, you probably couldn't hear me there, but I'm a big fan of Beth's clothes. It's branded clothes and sports. And what I'm so excited about as a runner is that Beth is, I hope she's going to talk about it, she's launching a range of running wear. I'm going to be first in the queue to buy her new running jacket. Her what I love about her stuff, I should probably let her tell you, but I'm enthusiastic about it, is that it's all about supporting women and mental health. And I absolutely love her slogan clothing. She's got this new running stuff coming out. So I ought to really let her talk about it too, shouldn't I? So Beth, lovely to have you on. Can you tell us a little bit about about what you do and what you're selling at the market?
Yeah, so you might know already from Jan, and I think I'm a veteran of Jan Murray, aren't I? So you might have heard of me before, but I do slogan clothing for women. So my main one to begin with was a never off duty slogan top, which Jan's wearing now. And then I added a few more Be Kind Always to the range. And the Be Kind Always, particularly this year, has done really well, which kind of doesn't surprise me with how things have happened this year. So yeah, it's been brilliant. I started it in 2017, the end of 2017. Amanda Holden's worn it, Rebecca Vardy's worn it. So yeah, it's done really well.
Fantastic. And do you want to share with us what you've I'm wearing your it's one of your t-shirts, which I've got loads of your t-shirts, but this is like a new sort of sparkly range for Christmas. But you're actually going to be showing your running stuff today, aren't you?
Yes. So this year I decided to add leggings. I'm into running exercise, and I've always wanted to add leggings to the range. And I started it at the beginning of this year, I think, which was just in time, really, because obviously when lockdown hit, everyone started to wear leggings, not just for working out, but, Netflix binges, all that sort of thing. So the sales of that went really well. And I just thought, I just want to keep adding to that, because obviously, it's not all about exercise, my brand, but I do have that mental health strand to it. And I feel like exercise plays a huge part in my mental health, and I notice other people as well. So that's why I wanted to add more to the brand. But yeah, I have introduced this running long sleeve top. It doesn't have to be running, but for me it is. And then on the back, this one is up and running, and you can't probably tell, but it's reflective. So if you were to shine a light on the logo or the back, then it's reflective. So you'll be able to see it. If you were running outside and a car went past, you'd be able to see it. Up and run is not really my slogan, because I don't like morning runs for reasons we discussed yesterday, Jan.
Yeah, we won't talk about that, will we? But do carry on. And you've got your running jacket as well. You've got, yeah, you can do that.
So this is more me, because this is the slogan that suits my life, which is probably running late. And again, probably running late is reflective, and so too is the, get closer, the Mama Life London logo here, and it's got some reflective strips, so it hasn't got a zip. It's really, really lightweight. It has mesh areas here, which you might be able to see. So it's really nice and breathable as well for when you're on your runs. Or you don't have to have it on a run, you could have it on a walk. It's water resistant, not waterproof. So it's for like perhaps light rain, really. I've done a YouTube video which I'm launching on Sunday, which you'll see shows how water resistant it is, that the water stays on top rather than soaking in. But yeah, this is one of my particular favourite ones, this slogan.
Yeah, I'm gonna be ordering that as soon as I can. I asked her yesterday, can I order it yet? And she said, no, you have to wait till tomorrow. And I love the fact that it's reflective, and also that it's light as well, because we were talking about a lot of running jackets. You can get a bit sweaty under the armpits, because we all talk about nice things when we're runners, don't we? But and did you want to talk about your leggings before we finish up as well? Because I've got loads of pairs of your leggings, and they're great.
Yeah, I'm wearing a pair of the leggings. I'm not flexible enough to be able to do.
There you go. You just got a glimpse there.
So the ones I'm wearing are my leopard print ones. They've had loads of 5-star reviews. They're going into Women's Running magazine as well in February. And a lady who is a runner, and she wore them and put on her stories how much she loved them. So hopefully the review that they put in the magazine in February will be positive. But yeah, they've had loads of 5-star reviews, and I've got some more ones that I've had manufactured in China, being manufactured at the moment, in fact. They're coming out in January, but I'm going to be doing pre-orders hopefully from next week for those ones. But yeah, they're really, really comfy. They stay up really nicely when you're running as well, which is really important. So I've tested them all. And yeah, so far it's all been quite positive.
Fab. I've got two or three pairs of those, and I've also got the camo ones as well. You have got a camo pattern. I really like those ones as well. And we were discussing as well, they're quite good. They don't show your knicker line. Like, I know it's only at lunchtime, but these things are important when you're a runner. They're good from that point of view as well. So can you talk about your offer that you've got for the market, Beth?
Yeah, so my offer is 20% off all across the whole website. So that's everything's 20% off, and it's the code XmasJan20. Oh, there it is on the screen. So it's until Monday at midnight on Monday. So quite a nice big chunk of money off, but there's lots of gifts up
definitely
from there.
Yeah, definitely. Once you get in Beth's shop, it's difficult to stop filling up your basket. Well, thanks so much for that, Beth. Really appreciate that. And I'm going to go off and order my running jacket this afternoon. So thanks so much for all of our sellers today. We'll say goodbye to Beth, but I'm sure you'll agree that they've all done absolutely brilliantly. And I really just hope that you will support them both by buying from small businesses this year and encouraging your friends and families to do that, but also, by sharing this broadcast and just spreading the word about supporting small business owners. I'm going to make sure that we finish up prompt today, because we have got our BBC Radio Kent interview in just a sec. They want to talk to us about the market, and they want to talk about how small businesses have been affected this year. So we'll be getting on to do that in just a second. But I just want to finish up by inviting you back tomorrow, and also inviting you to share this with your friends and your family. Tomorrow's our last day. It's when we'll be announcing the winner of the Fab competition to win £200 cash prize. Let me know in the chat if you're going to be up for it, and do come over and listen on Radio Kent. I'm due to be on at 1:10, and then I think I'm right in saying that Erica and Charlie, who are also from Kent, they run the Bluebell Kitchen. They're the ones who were on earlier this week, and they have a wedding cake business. I mentioned them earlier. They've had to totally reinvent what they do. So do come and have a listen and share. I think it's really important that we spread the news about this. Don't forget about our messenger bot. Tomorrow is the last day of the market, and we've also got a little surprise for you tomorrow as well. We're not going to tell you till tomorrow, but we've got a little surprise for you. We're going to do something tomorrow which we'll tell you about in the morning. We're full of surprises. So I think you'll agree that this team are doing great. Please support the team by buying with them, telling your friends and family, sharing their links. We have the bot. We also do have a PDF seller's guide as well that you can have a look through. So thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for supporting, and we'll see you for the last Christmas market tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
We're going to Janet